Hello everyone and welcome back for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets and drama. So I'm back for another series of Have Your Say videos.
You're joking. Not another one? Oh, for God's sake, I can't stand this.
And this video is for All Stars 11 Meet the Queens. So today we're going to be going through the Meet the Queens, including going through the cast of the season itself, and also the results of the Have Your Say poll where you voted on who had the best look, the best personality, etc., and who you're most gagged is on the season, and also who you're rooting for. And I'm also going to be talking about a little bit of recent drama to do with some queens speak out against the casting of some of the queens who have been on multiple times, as well as the previous feud between Silky, Nutmeg, Ganache and Akira C. Davenport, who are on the same bracket together. All that and more coming up in today's video, so let's get started. Okay, so we're back for another All-Stars season. It feels like we've barely caught our breath since the last All-Stars and there's another one. And it also feels like season 18 is just finished and they're already on with the next one. But I feel like we're kind of used to that in the world of Drag Race. It's like, if it's not one, it's the other, you know? It's like, you know, like, was it like skeet shooting? Is that what you call it? We call it clay pigeon shooting in the UK, where it's like, pull, you know, and there's another, it's like, another one.
Bus, club, another club, another club.
Okay, so the first question I asked before we get into the actual Meet the Queens video was for you to rate the promo out of 5, 1 being the least, the 5 being the best. And overall, you gave it a rating of 3.35, so almost 3.5. Most of the votes were in the 3 category, so almost 50% of the votes were 3-star. Then it was 4-star. Then between 2 and 5-star, it was kind of split. So yeah, the overall rating is about 3.5. I kind of would have to agree. I feel like they've obviously copied the same colors, so orange, pink, purple, as the last season. I know a lot of people said when this season was teased, first of all, before they actually announced the full cast, a lot of people were saying that it felt like they just copy and pasted All Stars 10 theme and just done it with different queens, which kind of feels that way. I also feel like this promo is just slightly boring. I like that they're in the little squares and they're kind of all looking at each other and stuff, but I feel like the All Stars 10 promo was maybe a bit better. So I kind of would agree that it's maybe a 3.5 because it's not terrible, but it's not great either. By the way, I did mean to ask you to do yay, nay, or just okay on all of the promo looks for the individual queens. I did put the question in the Have Your Say poll, but I guess it didn't go through because it's just gone and I don't have any of your data, so sorry about it, I can't talk about it, but let's just say they all look great and leave it at that, I guess. But in case you were wondering, I did mean to ask you, but I think Google sabotaged me. This is sabotage.
It seems like sabotage. Feels like sabotage. If the saboteur wants to get out of my way.
Or it could be that Granny just doesn't know how to use technology, but we'll let you decide what the truth is. Okay, so we'll quickly just run through the cast. We're going to start with the first bracket they showed, bracket 1, which is the orange bracket. And the first queen up was Morphine Love Dion from season 16. I'm very excited to see Morphine back. I loved that she's got this, like, the glow up from her original season. I love that she came in as this ladybird, is what we would call it in the UK. I think you call it ladybug in America. I love this look. She looks great. Her promo's also great. I loved her so much on her original season. She brought the elegance, the looks, the attitude, the BBL. Very much looking forward to Morphine. Let's just say I have a morphine addiction and it is terminal. After that, we've got Lucky Stars from season 17. I'm really glad that they brought Lucky back because she was first eliminated on her season and I always felt bad for her because she's so cool and so conceptual and her looks were great. I loved her talent show on her original season, so it was such a shame that we didn't really get to see much of her. So I love when queens who have early exits get to come back for something like this. I'm a little bit surprised that it happened so soon because season 17 was literally feels like yesterday. But yeah, I love Lucky Stars and I think we should count our lucky stars that she's back. After that, we have Mystique Summers, who I think previously went by Mystique Summers Madison from season 2. I love when these queens from older seasons come back. I think Mystique now holds the record for the longest time between her first season and All Stars. I think it's 16 years, which is crazy. The title was previously held, I believe, by Nicole Page Brooks. We actually discussed this in my recent interview with Nicole, a little plug right there. The link will be in the description. At the moment, it's only the members full version that's out, and then I will also put a link to the shorter public version as well. But if you want to have the unfiltered tea, then go and check out my Sat with Matt interview channel, where I interview Drag Race queens as well as other people from other reality TV shows, and I'll put a link to that in the description. And you can sign up to the members and you get access to the full uncut versions. And we all love an uncut version, am I right?
Slut.
Anyway, I love Mystique. I think she's so fun. We have actually spoken in DMs before and she seems very sweet. I'm really glad to see her back on. She had the iconic fight with, you know, like, I am from Chicago and all of that with Morgan, who's also in this bracket as well, which I think was great casting. But yeah, very, very looking forward to Mystique. And speak of the devil and they arrive, we have the lovely Morgan McMichaels. Morgan was obviously on season 2 with Mystique that we just talked about, but she was also on All Stars 3. And again, she was a really early out, so we didn't get to see much of her on All Stars. But I think everyone was really disappointed that Morgan got eliminated so quickly on All Stars 3 because she is such a well-known queen. She's such a powerhouse. Everyone says that she's the most amazing working queen. She's literally doing the gigs all the time. She's one of the most booked queens, but we didn't get to see that on All Stars 3 because she was eliminated so quickly. So I'm very much looking forward to this because obviously there are no eliminations this season because of the format. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what the Morgan McMichaels experience will be this time. Next up, we have Dawn from season 16. There's actually quite a few season 16 girls this season. I really loved Dawn on her season again. I feel like I'm saying this about everyone, but I'm very excited to see her back because she was very kind of kooky, different, very elf with the ears and everything. She was very funny and I could see why they were going to bring her back because she brought good TV. She brought great looks as well, very conceptual. So yeah, very much looking forward to seeing some more of some Dawn. And finally for this bracket, we have Akira C. Davenport from season 11 and All Stars 6. I was very surprised in a way to see Akira back because if you remember on All Stars 6, she was obviously all the queens came back to do the lip sync Lollapalooza thing to try and get back into the competition. And that's when Silky did the famous lip syncs every single week and she did the Barbie girl with the two-face kind of thing. And Akira decided not to come back. So I kind of felt like maybe she was kind of done with All Stars. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing her come back, but I was a little bit surprised because of that. But I definitely would love to see some more of her because she brings fantastic looks on both of her seasons. Okay, so moving on to bracket 2, which is the pink bracket. And the first queen is Crystal Method from season 12. I'm very much looking forward to Crystal. I'm a Crystal stan, love her so much. I feel like Crystal's one of those people who she's been requested for All Stars for years. And because she went so far in her season, she was so conceptual and quirky. I really like that she has taken quite a few years to come back to All Stars because she literally will have changed in that time. It's not like we just saw her the other day. It does feel like it's been quite a while since season 12. Also, is it just me? In her confessional look, is it just me, but she looks like a very kind of yassified version of Weird Al Yankovic. I think it's just the hair and everything, but she looks like if Weird Al went to like a Zara and just kind of got like a makeover and just kind of became a very yassified version in herself. It's very good. I love it so much. Very much looking forward to some Crystal. After that, we have Selena S. Titties from season 15. I love Selena so much. I feel like Selena got a bit of hate on her season because people didn't really like her looks that much, and she got the Golden Boot Award, which I feel like Selena took actually really well and she had a lot of humor about it. But I think a lot of people didn't like Selena because she was quite loud and people thought she was obnoxious. But I'm like, is that not what drag queens are supposed to be? I mean, I'm loud and obnoxious.
Absolutely.
And I'm not even a drag queen. So that part I was a bit confused about. I thought she was really funny and interesting on season 15, so I'm really glad to see her back. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to some more STDs. After that, we have Vivacious from season 6. Mother has arrived. I love Vivacious. I am so happy to see her back because she had one of the most iconic entrances in Drag Race history with Ornacia. I mean, that has been literally referenced, like they showed it so many times with the Ariana Grande bit, but also so many queens have made jokes about it. Even people that don't even watch Drag Race have seen those memes of Ornacia before. So I love Vivacious. I also love it when I said queens from older seasons come back and queens we've maybe not seen for a while. I do think because she was such an early out on her season, it's going to be so amazing to get a chance to see her without eliminations, and so she has a guaranteed amount of time to show us what she can do, because I think she's an amazing queen. I've been following her for years and she is so funny and entertaining, so definitely love the fact that she's on. After that is April Carrion from season 6. April's another one of those queens that's been requested by the fans to be on All Stars for years, and they showed that little bit where at the reunion for season 6 she even joked and was like, I wasn't meant to win this season, I was meant to win All Stars 2, which shows you how long ago that was, because we're now on obviously All Stars 11. I really would love to see a bit more of April. I don't feel like we saw enough of her. She was so beautiful on her season. I remember that umbrella look was amazing, so I'm really excited to see her back. And again, it's another queen that hasn't been on for so long and we've not necessarily heard on the show, at least from April, for a while, so very much looking forward to some more Carry On. After that is Aura Mayari from season 15. I'm very happy to see Aura back. I think she was, again, she had like a little bit of a storyline that she was kind of quiet on her season, but season 15 did have some huge personality, so I'm not surprised. But I always thought that she had a lot more to show, and I really love that she's embracing the fact that she's a cringe queen, because that was something that some of the sort of reviewers were saying online, not me, but some of the others. So I'm glad that she's sort of taking that and making that funny now, because I don't think she was even that cringe. I just think she was being authentic. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing some more of Aura, because I don't feel like we necessarily got to see the true Aura on season 15. And I think that is what All Stars is for. And finally, for this bracket, we have Silky Nutmeg Ganache from season 11, All Stars 6, and Canada versus the World 1. Also, I'd just like to point out that both for Silky and for Kennedy Davenport, they didn't mention Canada versus the World at all. There was quite a bit of chatter about this online. And for example, Belak Boy and Runner Eye, who are two other Drag Race creators who are terrible. I would never work with them. Don't go and look at their channels. They're awful. They were tweeting about it and saying, I wonder what the reason is. And I think they were kind of, the idea that most people had was maybe either they didn't want to promote a season that wasn't a US season, because they just didn't mention it at all. And even Kennedy, I saw someone tweeted almost asking why they didn't mention it, and Kennedy even said, I don't know why they didn't. So I assume they must have mentioned it, but they just decided not to show it in the edit. I don't know. But people think maybe they didn't want to have more backlash about people who are coming back for the 4th time. So maybe they just didn't mention it as if it never happened. But it's not as though you can trick this fan base. We know and we keep records. Anyway, I think Silky's always good TV. She's a little bit like a Ginger Minge, and I know obviously last season the Ginger Minge thing, obviously that kind of ended a bit differently to how people thought, but I feel like I really like Silky. I think she's great TV. As to whether she should come back a 4th time, I think that's not for me to decide. But I think she's good TV. She's always entertaining. So I was happy to see her back in that regard. And finally, moving on to the last bracket, which was the purple bracket. And the first queen is Sugarcane from season 11. I've always loved Sugarcane and thought that she deserved her chance to come back on All Stars, so she's finally coming back. Also, can we talk about the fact that she is clearly a vampire, because she has not aged. If anything, she, like she said, it's like Benjamin Button. She's going backwards in aging. She looks amazing. Sugarcane, more like Sugar Daddy. I mean, she looked amazing in that confessional. I was like, hello. So anyway, I am so excited to see Sugar back. She's one of those people I've been waiting for years to see on All Stars, because I don't feel like we truly got to see her full personality on season 11. Also, her elimination, I believe she was eliminated in that stupid magic challenge they did on season 11. And I always thought that her elimination was the most random and kind of rigged and unfair, because they made out as though she did badly, but I don't think she did. Anyway, I'm very glad to see Sugar back. Next up is Sam Starr from season 17. I'm not surprised that we sing Sam Starr again. She was amazing on her season. I'm just surprised at how quick it was. We have obviously had people like Lydia from season 17 who were on All Stars 10, so clearly you have queens who just go straight from one to the other. But I did think that Sam might be in a few more All Stars time, but I can see why they brought brought her back. She was great on her season. She basically could do everything. She's Trinity the Tuck's daughter, and they're obviously both very good at drag. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what she's going to bring this time round. After that is Hershey LaCour-Jeté from season 16. Again, this is another one who Hershey was the first eliminated on her season. I've spoken to Hershey in the DMs quite a few times over the years. I love her. She is so nice. She's so fun. Such a sweetheart. I always felt bad for her on season 16 because she had that amazing Whiplash song, which she said that she hates. I actually think it's a bop. But I always thought that she was eliminated really soon. We didn't get to see the true full potential of the Hershey. So I'm really glad to see her back. And I think this is exactly what All Stars is for. Next up is Jasmine Kennedy from season 14. I really loved Jasmine on her season. Obviously, she was the dancing diva. I loved that bit in was it the Daytona Winds or whatever, where she was like, I'm about to burst. I thought that was so funny. Her, like, the acting that was so bad that it was good. I really liked Jasmine. I'm really glad to see her back again. And I think also it's great to have some more trans representation, especially on All Stars, not just on Drag Race. So yeah, very much looking forward to seeing some more of the Kennedy. Then penultimately, we have Joey J from season 13. Now, Joey J, as we know, was the first openly gay contestant to ever be on Drag Race. I'm really glad to see Joey back. She's another one who I thought for a long time I'd love to see her back. Season 13 feels like a long time ago, even though in reality, I guess it's not that long ago, but in Drag Race terms, I guess it sort of is. Also, the glow up and the difference, the fact that she didn't wear wigs before and now she's rebranded. She came across really well in this as well. I thought she was so funny and likable. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing more of the only gay contestant, Joey J. And finally, we have Kennedy Davenport from season 7, All Stars 3, and Canada vs. the World season 2. Again, a bit like Silky, they just didn't mention that she was on Canada vs. the World. Don't know why. But I really like Kennedy again. She's one of those people, she's money in the bank. She's always good. She's good at drag. She's very funny. She's shady. She's a great dancer. So again, whether you think people should come back for a fourth time, that's your decision. But I can see why they would bring someone like Kennedy back because she is a great all-around entertainer. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the actual Have Your Say poll results. Like I said, I didn't ask about the looks because it didn't come through, so we just have to go through the rest of them. So question 2 was, which queen are you most gagged / surprised by being on the season? In first place was Mystique Summers with 28.4%. Then it was Vivacious with 23.5%. Then the others were pretty split, but third place was April Carry-On with 9.2%. I would agree, Mystique was definitely someone I was really gagged by, but I'm glad that she's on because it's been such a long time, 16 years, and to me, this is exactly what All Stars is for, so I'm very glad that both Mystique and also Vivacious are back because I think it's going to be a chance to show that the old school queens that haven't been on for a while are amazing, and it shows the trajectory you can have in drag. Question 3 was, who had the best outfit / fashion? And you voted Dawn with 20.8% in first place. Then it was quite split between second and third. Second was Crystal Method with 17.8%, and then it was Akira C. Davenport with 17.3%. And then Lucky Stars came in fourth with 12.2%. And I agree, I loved Dawn's outfit. Obviously, she had the elf ears. The outfit's always on point. Even on her original season, it was great. I think I was gagged always by, I love Crystal, but also Akira. Akira knows how to turn a look. I did also see that Akira tweeted saying that for her, I think it was her entrance look or the promo look, because she arrived late to set and they were already filming, she had to, I think, effectively make that look and get it all together while traveling to set, which is kind of crazy. So personally, I think I'd have to give it to her for the best look, but yeah, all three of those I thought were amazing looks. Then question 4 was, who was the funniest / had the best personality? In the number 1 position was Crystal Method with 22%. Then it was Joey J with 14.9%. Then it was Dawn with 14.1%. And then Selena was 4th with 11.2%. I did really love Crystal, but I would have to say the person who kind of made me laugh the most was Joey J. I think that bit about me being the first openly gay contestant, I mean, I wouldn't know what being openly gay is like because I'm straight as an arrow.
Sure, Jan.
But I thought Joey was just really fun. They all came across well. I think Crystal also did. But to me, Joey was the person I thought came across as being the funniest and seemed the most interesting in that way. So I'd have to give it to Joey in my personal opinion for that. Moving on to question 5, which was, which bracket's color palette is your favorite? And I hope you appreciate I color coded this. You can see those are literally the colors. That took me all of 45 seconds. So you better appreciate all of that work. Anyway, the results were bracket 1, which was orange, came out on top with 47.6% of the vote. Then it was 26.7% for bracket 2, which was pink. Then not that far behind was bracket 3, the purple one, with 25.7. I would have to agree. I think most of the top looks, at least the promo looks, did come from the orange bracket because you had people like Dawn and Akira. So I think I would have to give it to orange. Also, orange is an amazing color. So, you know, shout out to orange.
Girl, look how orange you look, girl. I'm not joking, bitch.
So then for question 6, I asked, are you glad they're continuing the bracket style format rather than just a regular All-Stars? And in the Have Your Say poll, you voted 59.8% for yes, I think it's better to have the bracket system, but then 40.2% said no, I want a regular All-Stars. I'm very much on the fence. I know, surprise, surprise, get me a cushion. My ass hurts from sitting on the fence so much. Well, maybe my ass hurts for different reasons, but you'd have to ask your husband. But I can see it from both sides because I do like the bracket format in the sense that I think it gives each queen a guaranteed at least 3 episodes with no eliminations. But what I personally don't like is that the queens aren't all together at one time. It feels very like silos. That's what a silo is, right? Yeah, I think so. Silo as like these sort of like silo things, and they're very separate from each other. What I did notice was this promo, clearly they were all in the same room because you could see different queens in different colors in the background. So this was clearly all filmed in one go, whereas I think maybe in the past season, they never really interacted. They were all filmed separately, I think. But I would like to see them all come together at some point. And if they don't, then I will not be happy. But if they do, then I think this format is okay. Okay, moving on to the final 2 questions. Question 7 was, who do you want to win? As in, who are you rooting for the most? Crystal Method came out on top by far with 35.7%. Then it was Dawn with 13.7%. And the rest of it was pretty split. But Akira did come out third with 7.1%. But then Morphine and Kennedy both came in fourth with 6.3%. I would agree. I really am fascinated to see Crystal back again because I loved her on her original season. And she was obviously a finalist on her original season. A lot of people thought she was going to win season 12. So I think in that sense, I am really looking forward to her coming back. But I would like to give a shout out to people like Hershey, people who maybe didn't go that far on their original season, but they're coming back. Because I think, to me, that's what All Stars is about, is showing more of yourself. And then question 8 was, who do you think will win? This is interesting because this was very split in a very different way. Kennedy Davenport came out way on top with 40%. Then it was Crystal Method with 32.7%. Then Silky came in third with 11.2%. I can see what people are saying because I think we'll get onto this in a minute, but there's been a lot of discourse about people like Kennedy and Silky coming back for the 4th time. And people think a bit like it's going to be like Ginger Minj last season, being it rigged that she's going to win. Now, I can see why people are saying Kennedy might win because people thought that she should have won some of her previous seasons. Obviously, she was a finalist on All Stars 3, but lost to Trixie Mattel. So I guess I can see why people are going to say that. But I think it's interesting that Crystal not only has a huge amount of votes in who do you want to win, but also who do you think will win. So it'll be interesting to see how this shakes down, especially given that last season had such a big sort of backlash that people felt like Ginger won because of production rigging. So I wonder if they're not going to give it to Kennedy because they don't want to make the same mistakes. Okay, so moving on to the comments, start with my Patreon comments. By the way, you will get your comment featured as a priority if you join my Patreon. I'll link to that in the description. You also get lots of fabulous benefits like extended cuts of my videos, my interviews, early access, lots of other good stuff. So check it out, link in description. Ding! But my Patreon Nikki said, am I the only one completely unimpressed to see Kennedy back? I assume maybe this is Kennedy / Silky because they've been back so many times. This was a big talking point, as I mentioned earlier. Personally, I'm like, well, I don't mind that much, but maybe I would like to see some queens back who haven't had the chance to come back, because I'm sure there are lots of queens who would love to come back. So I guess I can see from that point of view, but I personally don't have anything against Silky and Kennedy. I think they both are great queens. And moving on to the comments from the Have Your Say poll, there was a lot more of this discourse about Kennedy and Silky. People were saying things like, they're going to give another fixed season where Silky or Kennedy win. I think drawing conclusions with last All-Stars, where a lot of people think that it was rigged for Ginger to win. There were also people saying, I don't hate queens, I love all of them, but a little bit tired of Kennedy and Silky, 3 seasons should be the limit. And then someone else said, my prediction is that the bracket system will be minged/rigged, that's a great word, minged, for either A'keria or Crystal, Silky and Kennedy. So again, there's already talk of rigging for who they think is going to win. And then there was also some more positive comments saying things like, Vivacious had such an impact on the franchise. I was beyond delighted to see that she's not only back on TV, but also meeting and exceeding the modern bar for fashion. I agree. I'm very excited to see some of the older season queens, like you got Vivacious, but also Mystique. Even someone like April, who was also on season 6. That was quite a long time ago in Drag Race timeline, I guess. So very much looking forward to seeing them come back. And a lot of people were saying, I think this cast is stacked this season. Very excited to see how it goes. But let me know in the comments what you think. Does this Meet the Queens make you excited for the season? Or do you think that because there are so many queens that have returned for the 4th time that it's going to be rigged a bit like All Stars 10? Okay, so I'm now going to go through some recent drama that happened online to do with the All Stars 11 cast. The first big talking point is the fact that 2 of the queens, namely Silky Nutmeg Ganache and Kennedy Davenport, are coming back for the 4th time. Silky was on season 11, All Stars 6, and then Canada vs. the World season 1, whereas Kennedy was on season 7, All Stars 3, and then Canada vs. the World season 2. So a lot of fans online have been saying that this is way too many chances. The main argument people have been making is that with over 200 queens that have been on the franchise, it feels unfair to keep bringing back the same queens rather than giving a chance to other queens who have not had a second chance. And it seems that even some of the queens themselves have disagreed about this online. For example, Joey J tweeted a screenshot of what looks like a Facebook post where she basically said that Drag Race is a bit like a pageant, and in pageantry, it's normal to keep going back until you win, so it shouldn't be an issue for Drag Race. And Joey tweeted this screenshot saying, shout out to all the girls who go back. However, season 16 contestant Megami retweeted Joey's post and said, this is not shade, I respectfully disagree. You can freely enter a pageant as many times as your bank account allows. You cannot just enter All Stars, regardless of talent or money or want. Experience here is a resource and advantage when this is your 4th time versus someone's 2nd. I also saw that a different Twitter user replied to Joey's original post and said, Drag Race is not a pageant though. We are tired of seeing certain queens and people have the right to complain. It won't change anything, but TV shows are meant to make people talk. But Hershey LeCourgette replied to this with a screenshot of what a pageant is, and Hershey said, literally a pageant. There was a lot more discourse about this, but these are just some of the posts I saw, and I thought it was interesting that even some of the queens themselves were jumping into the discourse. But let me know in the comments what you think about this, and whether you think Drag Race is like a pageant, and should the queens be able to come back multiple times? And finally, we're moving on to a different bit of drama to do with All Stars 11 involving Silky Nutmeg Ganache and A'keria C. Davenport, who are obviously both on All Stars 11 together as well as the same bracket, but the 2 of them had a very public feud on Twitter not that long ago. So back in late June/early July of 2025, which is right around the time that the cast of All Stars 11 was leaked, A'keria started posting some pretty pointed tweets about Silky. And this was widely reported on at the time, including this article by The Tab, which is where I got the screenshots from, and I'll link to that in the description. But just for some context for anyone who doesn't know, Silky and A'keria were on season 11 and All Stars 6 together, and they used to be really close friends. So this apparent feud between the 2 of them came as a bit of a surprise. On the 26th of June 2025, Akira posted a slightly cryptic tweet with no apparent explanation, which said, "She doesn't have talent, she's just to laugh at on TV, you will soon find out." Akira didn't say at first who she was talking about, and people in the comments were trying to guess, and they asked if it was people like Sugarcane, but Akira said no. But someone then asked if it was, quote, the dessert lady, which seemed to refer to Silky, presumably because Silky's name is nutmeg ganache, which is a type of dessert. And Akira replied back to this saying, "I'm screaming at that title," which people took as confirmation that she was talking about Silky. Akira then followed this up a few days later with a tweet which said, "You can't be a reverend and a thief," which seemed to confirm even more that she was talking about Silky, because RuPaul used to call Silky the Reverend Nutmeg Ganache on the show. Akira then posted some screenshots of what are presumably text messages between her and Silky. The drama seems to stem from the fact that Silky allegedly took or did not return a TV that belonged to Akira. And fans have been speculating about what happened, with most people thinking that the two of them must have lived together at some point, or that Akira had lent the TV to Silky, and then when Akira went to collect it, Silky either didn't have it anymore or just refused to give it back. And in the messages, Silky seems to say that she has no reason to hold the TV. But to be clear, neither queen has confirmed exactly what happened, so this is just pure conjecture based on the posts. However, Akira later tweeted saying, "I've held my tongue and saved face for far too long." But then, a few days later, Akira tweeted again saying, "Now that the hurt has passed and the anger has faded, the bleep is what it is. Everything happens for a reason, and those items can be replaced, but my piece can't. Please don't send Silky any hate on my behalf. Our situation is just that, our situation. Karma can handle it better than me." And then in another tweet she said, "Girl, you clearly follow me, so this little fame caught your attention. I don't owe you or anyone else bleep. I handle things the way I want to handle things." Silky, for her part, does not seem to have engaged in any of the tweets from what I can see and did not reply to any of it. So it's unclear whether Silky and Akira are still feuding and whether this has affected their time on the show together, given that they are in the same bracket. But it may be the case that all of this happened after filming, so we'll have to wait and see if we ever get any further information about this situation. But as always, please do not send hate to any of the people involved and just consume this type of content responsibly. So there you go, there was the first Have Your Say for All Stars 11, which was for the Meet the Queens. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the Meet the Queens, and what part of All Stars 11 are you most looking forward to, and also let me know what your thoughts are about Queens coming back for a fourth time. If you'd like to get your comment featured in my Have Your Say videos, as well as get early access, extended cuts of videos, as well as many other things, please check out my Patreon. It's a cheap way to support the channel and it goes a long way to supporting it, so please check it out and I'll put a link to my Patreon in the description. Also, thank you so much to my amazing Patreon members. I'm so looking forward to seeing all of your comments in the Have Your Say poll over this season. Also, your support last season and all the other seasons. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you all so much. You are all legends. Please make sure you like and comment on this video to help boost it in the algorithm and promote it to even more people. And please make sure you smash that subscribe button. I'd love to get more subscribers and I need your help, so please make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll join me for the rest of the season for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets, and what? Drama. Thank you so much. Bye.